let's just get a bit of a more sense into this whole issue of our import-export, which you call the foreign trade. Let me ask my friend and the economist at Lagos Business School, one of a member of the faculty, Dr. Bongo Adi, to give me a bit of his own sense of what he made of this particular story. Good evening, Dr. Bongo Adi.
Good evening, Boston.
Thank you so much for coming through. Summarize for us, in your own words, the latest foreign trade report for 2020.
Okay, the foreign trade report, essentially talking about our import and our export, the sum of our import and and exports. What is saying is that whereas our import is growing, our export is declining. Of course, that's was expected. Exports declined by year on year by about 33%, which is quite significant. And then whereas our import has risen by about 17%, 17.7% year on year. So that makes the situation dire for Nigeria because it puts us in a deficit situation after 3 consecutive years of enjoying trade surplus. So right now we are in a deficit position, which is not quite good for the country.
So, but what are the drivers when the country says it has a robust foreign trade? What are the drivers of it for a robust foreign trade for any country, whether it's Nigeria or any country anywhere in the world?
Sure, I know for the key drivers of foreign trade, I think the first one is productivity, which is production. And then, of course, not just production, we have to look at the export competitiveness. By looking at the product space of a country, what a country actually exports. So you can, compute what is called a reviewed comparative advantage. So what do we export to other countries? So productivity is number one. Now, the second one, of course, is transportation, which is logistics. So you were talking about logistics here. So logistics is a key driver of international trade. And that is why, the World Bank each year annually will publish what they call the Logistics Performance Index. So the LPI, which is a composite of 6 different indicators, customs, efficiency, infrastructure, logistics, quality and competence, timeliness, international shipments, and of course, tracking and tracing. So those are the 6 indicators that make up the index, which is the Logistic Performance Index. Now, when we consider the Logistic Performance Index, now you are congratulating Benin Republic. Actually, when it comes to the LPI, Benin Republic is very strong. It ranks 79 out of 160 countries. Nigeria coming in at number 110. With an overall LPI, Logistic Performance Index, of just 2.5, behind Benin Republic, which has an index of 2.7. Of course, the best in the world when it comes to logistics is Germany, is number 1, followed by Belgium, Sweden. So the Europeans actually rank highest when it comes to logistic performance. But in Africa, in West Africa, also, when we consider that we're talking about African, free trade area, Nigeria is actually lower compared to countries like Kenya, even Mali. So we're only better than countries like Togo. Burkina Faso is far ahead of Nigeria. So that is the nature of logistics. So logistics is important. Transportation, production, of course, economic integration, and of course, supporting policies. Those are the key drivers of international trade, if we should follow what economic wisdom gives us.
Dr. Adi, so if we use this report as a guide, do you think Nigeria is well heeled to be a major player in the new intra-Africa trade called the AFCFTA? Do we have the right ingredients?
I think that takes us again to the data, which is the Logistic Performance Index that I referred to above. And again, we also have to look at our export competitiveness. So the data again shows that when it comes to export complexity, which is the measure of competitiveness of what we export to other countries, Nigeria actually ranks the lowest in Africa, okay, behind the countries like Chad, even though we are better than Chad when it comes to logistics performance. But when it comes to complexity, which is the content of what we are able to export, which again speaks to our competitiveness, which is what will make our exports attractive to other countries, we are very low. Okay, so if you look at those if you consider those indicators, the economic complexity index and the logistics performance index, of course, putting them together, we tell you that we're actually lagging far behind, and then a lot needs to be done if we really would leverage the new opportunities created in the African continental free trade area.
Dr. Bongo Adi, economist at the Lagos Business School, we thank you for your time this evening. Thank you so much. We appreciate talking about this.